Welcome to the round 6 review for Supercoach 2023. It's George from Fantasy Take TV. This week was, wouldn't say it was a good week, but wasn't a disaster week. A lot of carnage this week, so we dodged a little bit, but we also copped our fair share. Scored 2,142, ranked 22k. And after this week's trades, we're going to be down to 20, and the season's just started, so oh boy. We traded in a few rookies. One is dead for the time being. The other, Johnson, is having a 30, not going to make money anytime soon. Hopefully he can have a decent game or hold his spot. But yeah, I thought we were already struggling for cash gen, and then to trade in two rookies that scored 50 between them and one injured is I don't know how we're going to finish a team. We'll see how we go. I guess the whole 1 up, 1 down, or 2 down, 1 up every week, I think that's going to be a little bit stop-start, waiting for rookies and whatnot. It might be no upgrades 1 week, do a downgrade, then do it the next week. I don't know, double down to 1 up, because I have that many rookies on sub 200k at the moment. I don't know what to do. But yeah, it would have been nice to... I think we would have been okay for rookies if we didn't have to deal with Doherty and Darcy Cameron and jumped off Finn Callahan when he's actually come good, but I was worried he was injured, so... yeah, I feel like I didn't have a lot of chance to correct everything because we had a fair few things to correct, but it is what it is. An interesting week. So I think the main look at this: 35, 27, 35, 19, 39, 44, bro. Then Sheasel 53. We'll get to Sheasel soon. Just broke as hell, no money. I think for some people like myself, we're definitely struggling for cash and struggling for trades as well. But I think the cash gen was there if you picked the right players. So, I guess it's hard to say like a Buckley or a Max Michelin down back because they were so low owned and they were kind of hard to. Wasn't much data on them scoring well, so it's a little bit hard. But I've missed the Samson Ryan, which is very frustrating. Which was the week Doc went down. Probably had to trade him anyway, so probably my own fault for picking Doc. Chandler again, Chandler not being able to get Chandler in is very frustrating. He scores well at MCG and he's already kickstarted his cash gen a bit again. There's one more. Will Phillips was another one who looked good, but I think he might be in the VFL next week. Bit fumbly, just struggled really hard. So, but he did look good at times. He looked like he was coming good, and then he went back to old fumbly ways, but yeah, he's missed a lot of footy, so see how he goes in the long run. But yeah, this Constable, Chesser, and now Roberts dead. Hopefully Johnson plays, and even like Davies job security. I think Menzies had a bit of a howler, so I think Davey might be ahead of him, hopefully, but we'll see how we go. So I think the team, I keep trying to scroll to even this out. We've got the right premiums. The only premium that I don't have that's annoying is Tom Stewart, and he has the nice buy as well, but we didn't pick him for durability purposes. I mean, probably a bit unlucky to miss games when he has been the past few years, but I guess we just death rod that, and I don't think we can get to him anyway, so yeah. The team this week, so we'll start with the defenders before we get into the trades. Oh, so what did we do last week? We traded Ginby and McKenzie for Roberts and Johnson. And then we went somebody up to Sinclair. I don't remember who. I have short memory. I can't remember. Maybe it comes to me after. But we got in Jack Sinclair. So he was quite good. What's his break even? 117. So for him to be just about best on ground and score a 105... not great, but he has the early buy. So while it is better to get these players after the first buy, I feel like you look at this, it's just the last buy is going to be very tough. We have a donut with Madden as well in the ruck, so we'll only be fielding Marshall. And then we want to bring in like a Sicily somehow. So I don't know how that's going to work with the last buy round. But we'll see how we go. So yeah, defenders, Dawson disappointing. I mean, we paid 620 and he's gone up money. He's going to come back down again. I think he had so many clangers early, which was a bit annoying. But I think a regression game was always on the cards for him, so I expect to bounce back next week. Nick Dacos, how do you not captain this bloke every week? I don't think we've had him captain yet. Adelaide Oval, he had 40 and kicked 3 last time. So, looking at captains, well, there's English and Bont against Hawthorn, there's Oliver against North, and then there's Dacos. So we'll need to pick a combination there. I think for now we'll go VC Oliver into Dacos. I think Oliver's ceiling against North, and Oliver's had a few down games. Paying 700 for him hasn't worked, unsurprisingly, but it is what it is. And yeah, Sinclair, best in ground, only 105. I think I'm happy with him. He looks good. He's playing well. He's on a good team. And yeah, the buy round is helpful for my structure, so that's okay. I think Zeeble, if there's any question on that, if he's a keeper or not, well, he is. I don't have a choice. Even if he regresses a bit with Hull, which he didn't. Yeah, we have to keep him. And he's proven in the role as well. He's 32, so he's a bit older. Hopefully body stays together. He's been very durable over his career, but I think he had a soft tissue round. It was the last round when he was relevant in 2021. McKenna, I watch Brisbane and I just think, why does he not get more usage? Because he creates plays and run and carry, whereas Rich just bombs it non-stop. So I honestly think McKenna should be scoring better, and I'd be okay holding him because he's a good player, but he's one where I need to get up to someone, so I think he'll be gone this week, but I just missed his break even, 62. So I think he can still get to like a 350 over time, but we need to get plays in now. Cowan and Tyler Young, we fielded Cowan, fortunately, which was a great call. We got 8 points, and yeah, Tyler Young, he had a bit of a howler. I think he switched to JVR in the fourth quarter, and probably lost them the game, subbing Miller off, putting Bolter in the ruck, allowing JVR to get an easier opponent. So he's killed his cash gen, which is fantastic. So he's 28. I mean, I didn't really expect. He's made 100k for us, and that's probably what I expected if he averaged like a 50 over 3 weeks. So we'll take it. He's been a good one for us. I guess good enough. So given the rest of this mob, but it is what it is. And yeah, Oliver, paying 700k for a player has never ever worked, and it never will work. I guess maybe English might be an exception because he's so far clear of the other options, although Darcy's doing pretty well. But yeah, I guess I was a bit worried about the fixture, and I think I don't know, Flew this week had 10 clangers. Like the last 2 weeks, it's been clanger non-stop. So I think we paid for someone priced at 130, and he's averaged about 115 for us. But at the time, the other option was I think Dawson was down back at the time. Sicily was 600k, so I would have gone one of those two, and Dawson would have been the right one. But I didn't know he was playing mid. And Oliver, yeah, was going to drop anyway, so he's dropped less than Sicily, so there's a bit of a hard one. The other value options were Josh Kelly and LDU, and LDU's completely cacked it, if that makes sense. And Kelly, I don't trust for durability, but he looks good. So, yeah, at least Kelly's played 21-21 the last few years, but yeah, with CBAs, he's probably 110 to 115 sort of player. But yeah, hopefully against North this week. I mean, this is part of why we got him. Who's he got next? Gold Coast, they give up points with no Took as well, so hopefully he bounces back and doesn't get too cheap for people to pick him up. And yeah, Bont was outstanding. We captained English, but yeah, missed the Bont VC. Laird was good, so Laird is 103, so he's probably bottomed out. He'd probably sit at this price, give or take 10-15k for the rest of the year, unless he goes on a heater like last year. But yeah, very happy with Laird. I think, what's his 5 round? His 5 round's 124, so which was, I think it might be better than Oliver. It's the same as Oliver, it's just the round 1 debacle that made him not a great starting pick. But yeah, he's fine, and a lot of the other 600k mids have completely, like Took's injured, Took got injured, Steele got injured, McRae's playing half forward a lot, so a lot of the other options we were looking at Even Neil's had like one really good game out of 6. So a lot of the other alternatives weren't that great. Whereas I think Laird, even though he dropped money, he's been good. Green will get back this week. Setterfield, I was hoping he can do like 100 to 105 because that's what he did he did 98 on 50% CBAs in the COVID year. So I'm hoping he could do something like similar to that or a bit more. But yeah, we brought him in for, I can't see, 90. His highest score for us has been 91 in 4 weeks. So I think it's a failed trade, but at least he's made 100k and kept a crap rookie off the field. Hopper, this is break even. 39. I floated the idea on Twitter that I might have to hold Setterfield and Hopper for the year. I think Setterfield, no, but Hopper looks good on the eye, much better than Setterfield. So, can you hold a 95 average M8? I might have no choice, but ideally he's a buy flip, so he's going nowhere until the buy rounds. Ashcroft, how's Ashy going? Playing alright. Plays Freo this week, so pretty free matchup. 5 round of 81. Yep, so he's ticking along nicely. So we need to milk a bit more money out of him. Wilmot, oh man, Cow and Wilmot. If I have to field these, I'll freak out if I have to field these two one more week. I don't even want to know what their 3 round average is. And actually, we didn't field Wilmot's 68. We fielded all these other crap ones. He's actually had some okay games. Look, Wilmot's done his job. It's just I can't take fielding him. Cowan, what's his? I think we've fielded him for 42 for 3 weeks, so that is what it is. So probably needed to structure better to get them off the field. And yeah, I spoke about the rookies. Like this is a mess. English and Marshall. So look, some people might be wanting to go Marshall to Gawn. Let's check Maximus Gawn. He's dropped 40k. He has a 200 break even. So he's better ruck than Marshall, but am I trading a healthy premium at this point? Well, if you want to call him a premium, no, I can't do that. And yeah, English has been very good. So who's he got this week? Hawthorn rucks. That should be decent for him. I don't think they played Meek. I don't know if he's injured or not, but it's whatever. Dunks is good. Taranto looks like F1. Probably Dunks F2. Yeah, hasn't quite reached the heights we hoped Dunks, but still ticking along. Rosie, yeah, he's been a good pick, so as expected. And then Gordon, not panicking on Gordon. I think when they subbed Roberts off, they put Gordon more on the wing, and it was like again 100-point thrashing. So on to the next one, not trading. He's proven he can do almost 90 in a bad role. So with a half decent roll, he should do 95 hopefully, which is enough. So we'll hold him. Sheasel, yeah, a bit banged up this week. Bit of attention, a little bit like Hall coming in, a little bit of forward time. We'll monitor the role going forward because what's going to happen is if he puts in another bad one, he's going to drop money because his break even's 90 odd. And then people are going to be tempted to trade, and it could be a disastrous trade. But if you're going sideways to a decent player, then it won't be the end of the world. But we've seen what he can do. Honestly, I would rather them just rest him for a week rather than like force him to get up if he's going to like have no impact like that. So maybe he'll get this week off to recover as well. So or the next few days next week. So hopefully he's all right to go against the D's. And Ferg's been a good one, so thank goodness we're getting some money out of him. I really like him as a player. I don't know why Hawthorn were the only club to pick him up or whatever. Or we must have gone late in the draft. I don't know. So yeah, made 150k break even of 4. What's his projected? If he keeps going 65. Okay, so like 3 weeks maybe he maxes out. Yeah, so he's been very good, so very happy with him, and yeah, he can probably stay on the field. I think Dogs, honestly, I don't think Dogs and Hawks, I think that's a bad matchup for the Dogs. Hawks structure up okay and holding their own in the midfield, so that'll be an interesting one. See how they go. And then Jacob Van Roon, oh my god. I was watching this game on Monday night, and Tyler Young and Jacob Van Ruin are both on 20 at 3/4 time, and Van Ruin's turned into Wayne Carey in the 4th quarter. So if that didn't happen, we would have been in even bigger trouble than we are. And then Davey 44. I mean, that's pretty much what best you can hope for from Davey, like maybe 55 or 60 odd, best case. So what do we do here? I think we go. So Cowan out, Wilmot out. Get me out of these picks now. I think Consworth's got in the middle for us. No. I think we go like that. And then we're going to grab Seamus Mitchell. So I don't think you have much choice here. He's clearly the best rookie this week. I think he did a good job on rank, and he's had 2 good games. He almost won the game for them, and if he slotted a goal that it was walking into 40 meters out against the Crows, probably could have won them the game, and maybe would have turned up or scored like a 95. So he has to come in, definitely. He will go down back, and the other downgrade will make. What do we do that for? So there's Wagner and Sturt. So who has a better role? Wagner, mature ager, better scorer in state league. But Sturt is the better talent, and honestly, if they're not playing him, what are they doing? So Sturt's been injury prone, but he's played 17 waffle games last year. So basically, I don't know, is that a full waffle season? I don't know. Close enough. So he's in for me. Wagner's an interesting one. On the eye, I don't think, from the 2 games I've watched him, I don't think he's an AFL standard player, but maybe the coach likes him, I don't know. So it'll be interesting to hear what Freo supporters think of Wagner. I thought he was terrible. Defensively poor, unreliable kicker, but he had good intensity. Like, he wants to make things happen. Went missing for a patch, but you can see he plays with a bit of urgency, whereas the other Freo defenders, I don't know what they're doing. Like, they're all just, Ryan's bombing it non-stop. Young, it looks disinterested. I don't know. So that'll be an interesting one, but I don't think I can possibly risk another. We got to do one more trade as well. I don't think we can possibly risk another rookie with poor job security. And Wagner might be a good pick. But I think Sturt has better job security. Especially, I think Fife's out long term, Taberner's out long term. He scored well in the preseason, and he's shown some decent ceiling games in the past when he's played at AFL level. So I think you just hope for a spike game, and he's one where you just hold for like 6 weeks or 5 weeks, and hopefully you get 150k, which I definitely think he's capable of. So there'll be crap scores, but I think there's 1 or 2 good ones in him. Freo's fixture actually is horrific, so it's not going to help. Now we've got 530k here, so we've decided to get rid of McKenna. If we want Merritt, we can get rid of Ashcroft. But Ashcroft's got more money to make, and McKenna, I'm not sure how much. What do we do here? We could go Ashcroft out for Merritt, but I think we're going to grab value just because we have, and Ashcroft will go up in price in line with Merritt, if not more. So that's something we can look at, like a Setterfield to Merritt next week, something we can look at. So there's 2 players I don't mind here. Can we do players I can afford, please? The broke people tab. Alright, so forwards are, so it's Cogs. Now Baker has been destroyed by Jaden Short, and there's Butters. So Cogs, Butters. That's pretty much it. Rochelle's doing okay, but not enough to be premium, but good enough starting pick. He's made good money. And then if we were to choose a defender, well, it's Sicily and Day. I'm not really keen on Rioli. Redman. Yeah, it's Sicily or Day. So my preference is Sicily out of these. But we're gonna grab Cogs. So they are worried about whether he can keep this up and his body. Sicily, I like. He plays the Dogs, which is like his favourite matchup this week, so it's a good week to get him. And I think he's been playing, like, he hasn't been playing that good, so I think if he starts playing good, he'll go a lot better, but he's kind of happy for others to do a bit more rebounding, so I think he's probably your low hundreds Sicily this year, and probably a fair price, 530, but I'd like to get him the next few weeks, but with the buy structure, I don't know how we get him, but Cogs, so that I didn't really want Canelio, but the price, we just need to take the value that's there, and I feel like we're stuck into picking Cogs all day this week, so Cogs it is. The other value plays Harry Himmelberg with Taylor out. Himmelberg can get thrown anywhere at any time, so I don't know if he plays permanently down back. I think it's something we'll monitor, I guess, but he's probably going to be a trade though at some point when Taylor comes back in 10 weeks, so they got heaps of rebounders back there. And I think Himmelberg, I think he can play key position back, but he was more flank last year, so I don't know how that works. Does he play key position more? So I don't know. Yeah, they have a lot of, like, even Buckley and Haynes are scoring back there pretty well, so there's just so many points to go around. So I think we'll just keep an eye on Himmelberg, see how he goes, but I don't see how we can possibly get him. In terms of on field here, so we'll go Gordon on field, and we're going to field Van Rooyen, although we can loop Sturts. He plays at the Gabba early, so fingers crossed we get something from Sturt. So in terms of the on-field setup, Seamus, I think, is like, you can do a lot worse than fielding him. We could probably loop. Yeah, we can actually loop this, so we can go like that. Although, like, I don't. Yeah. Tyler Young, I don't want to field ever, so unless, like, Mitchell puts out a 40, then we'll field Young. So midfield, I think, yeah, it's a solid setup. Center field, I guess, would like a bit more from him. And then the forward line, Green and Van Rooyen on field, not great, but I don't think we have much choice. I think we wanted to field Roberts on field, but no can do. So that's how we'll line up this week. I think we should keep going up, but we might stagnate. So next week we'll look at Davey out for hopefully Chincotta. If not, I think it's Angwin from GWS. I don't know about his job security, but I'll worry about that next week. And then we can get Setterfield up to Zach Merritt, who plays Port, who tagged him last year, so it might be the wrong week to grab him. If not, we could go Sicily, but I don't know, with these buy rounds, it's probably worth checking around 15 buy, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 players definitely out, plus Madden. So we're like guaranteed to have 10 players missing. I don't know what happens with Sheezel and Hopper going forward. Hopper's a buy flip for sure, but I don't know if we have that luxury. You know, things are bad when you're thinking Hopper's a keeper, but he's playing quite well, and there's a lot of other mids doing pretty poorly. So I think your M8 this year. Just have a quick look at mids that we might want. The only one I trust is Zach Merritt at the moment that I don't have. So Walsh's CBAs have jumped significantly, so limited preseason though, so I won't go there for that price, but he should be pretty good as a last buy as well, which pretty much sucks. So Neil we definitely want. Hopefully he comes down. Okay, if he keeps going like 120 and 110s, he's not coming down enough, so he needs to put in a few howlers for us to get him. Jack McRae, geez, 108. It's actually not as bad as I thought he was going. I have him in fantasy. He's doing like 95 in that format. Definitely want Zach Merritt. Trust him a lot. So I think it's Merritt, probably Petrarca, and maybe Took when he comes back, and Neil. I don't think we can get Libba or Walsh. So, or Sarong. Yeah, I like Sarong. He looks real. But I don't think we can afford that. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, we'll field Mitchell this week. I'll just put him on the field because it looks better. But yeah, I think I've got a bit of faith that Seamus will hold. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a decent week. Didn't have to field too many bad rookies or have Took. If not, on to the next week and go one better. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.